Hey guys, I'll be doing something tonight, just like recapping like just the picks and then like saying what I thought about the Oscars with a couple other people. But this is just my short thing. If like you guys want to watch this just for like my thoughts, I'll go more into depth tonight. So also just because I'm bored, I could make this a Facebook Live thing, but whatever. Um. First, I will start. I went an average of 15 of 24 on the picks because I know I had like a bunch different picks like everywhere. And I think like one thing I went like 16 out of 24. One I went like as low as like 13 out of 24. And then I got like 15 out of 24 somewhere. And I may have gone like 14 out of 24 somewhere else and like 15 out of 20. So I'm going to say average, I got about 15 of 24. Um, the biggest over okay, this was my let's talk about Chris Rock as a host first. I'll just get at it like that. Um it was better. It's better. It's getting better, the Oscars. The Oscars are getting better. I will say that. I like Neil Patrick Harris, but and he did a fine job. They are getting better though. Um the problem is with all this so first off I should point out, which really shocked me, but I guess it makes sense, that the Oscars were the lowest. They hit an 8-year low. My guess is like, oh, they were kind of just sick of it after like the last Oscars, and it's just, oh, it's just gonna keep going downhill anyway. It doesn't matter the controversy. And people are boycott. Yeah, I thought boycotting makes more people see it. I guess not. I guess even with the controversy, maybe Will Smith made up for everyone. I don't know. Maybe people were just like this year. I don't know. Um, my problem with Chris Rock, yeah, as a whole, it is getting better. The monologue was good. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see. I'm gonna like semi quote what someone said on this on his recap. He's like, oh, after the monologue happened, I was like, oh, this is so funny. I can't wait to see what happens next. Like after they move past all these jokes, like about like the Oscars being racist, which they'll continue to. I don't think they are, but if you think they are, they'll continue to be anyway. And I don't know, but no, he just kept going. Oh, the Oscars are racist. Isn't that funny? It was like Neil Patrick. I said it was like Neil Patrick Harris with his lockbox joke last year. Like the only joke he made was, and this more than just Neil Patrick Harris last year with his lockbox. It's just like, oh yeah, like let's reimagine some like some of the jokes he made was funny, but the whole joke was just centered around, oh, isn't it weird how like no black actors were nominated? I don't know. It didn't really move past that. And it kind of that joke, while some were funny, it wasn't. It kind of got predictable after a while. I'm gonna go through all my pretty much my live tweeting of what I just like did everything. I said first they were the whole Girl Scout cookies. They were blatantly stealing the Ellen Pizza thing, and then I said that the best song nominees were missing some Inside Out songs. Yeah, and like the whole thing, they had that one segment where like, oh, like I've seen like where they asked all those like black people, like I don't even know. It was just like, oh, do you think more people of color should be nominated? And they're just like, yes, and that was it. And then they were like, have you seen any of the nominated films? No. Is Bridge of Spies a real title? Oh, that sounds so stupid. How could that be a real movie? And then like the only movie they had seen is Straight Outta Compton. If you're trying to be not am I the only one that thinks that's extremely racist? Like, what's the best non-black movie you've seen? And one person was like, By the Sea. No, I haven't seen it, so maybe it is the best movie of the year. But it's like, have you seen Straight Outta Compton? And everyone's just like, yes, I've seen that. Have you seen any other films? No. That seems extremely racist. I don't know. Um, it seemed kind of. And then I got something which I feel like I lost a couple of Facebook friends over. I just kind of got caught up. I assume it was because, like, if I could track who commented and stuff, I feel like it was because I said I'm happy that I'm glad Stallone didn't win. Don't get me wrong. Well, Rylance shouldn't have won any either. Stallone's like my third pick to win, and then Rylance was below him, and then Battle was below him. And it was like, oh, Hardy or Ruffalo would be good. I really wanted Hardy. The thing is, like I said, what did I say exactly? Hear me out. He was good, but come on, you don't think it has something to do with his age, or like, oh, he's never like it's been like whatever 30 years since he was first nominated or whatever, or 40 years or whatever. Well, and that was just all. And I said same with Jacob which I think it's pronounced Tremblay. Brie Larson pronounced it Tremblay. It's spelled Tremblay. And I made a post saying, "Oh, come on, Brie Larson, pronounce it right." And then I deleted it because I think it might have been Tremblay, since I saw a lot of Twitter people saying everyone's pronouncing it wrong. It isn't Tremblay. It is Tremblay. I don't know. So that's that. Yeah, I said like he was good for his age, but judging by the best performances, I don't know. I'm also kind of regretting even saying, "Oh, I'm Team Fassbender all the way. He better beat DiCaprio." It's like that's also he did it. He did a good job and might have been the best out of the people nominated. Carell should have still won, but wasn't nominated. But I don't know. That's more of a Sorkin script, and it's like, oh, it's all mostly dialogue and stuff, and it's like, yeah, DiCaprio was much more of a physical performance, but like, I don't know. I guess whatever. And then I said, "Oh, come on, Body Team 12 should have won." It had the great scene where that thing happened. Wasn't that a great short that everyone saw? And then I said, "I can't believe they allow Cheryl Blue Isaacs up there. She's just the Academy president. She can't read a teleprompter that well." Oh, I should before I forget. Yeah, speaking of teleprompters, that whole thing they did with the speeches did not help at all. At first, I didn't even see like that they were saying like I saw like this person would like to think, but I didn't see the names actually scrolling. So I just thought, oh, what? It's gonna say 3 words. They don't have to say I would like to think or whatever. It's like, but no, it didn't help anyway. They still got played off because they think maybe it was just reading on the bottom so you could like read along who they're thinking. It's like, no, it is so stupid. Because what if they want to say like more things other than like sometimes you don't just want to say I'd like to thank these names. Like you say what you want. You don't just accept your trophy unless you're like Alfred Hitchcock and you say the shortest speech ever and it's just thank you and you leave. But no, you don't just want whatever. Oh, and then people were upset at the I'm just using my live tweets to figure out like yeah what happened. People were upset that they used the Zoolander clip for David Bowie's in memoriam thing. I don't know. If he was a strange singer. Like it is sad that he passed away, but Zoolander's like the only thing to like capture just I'm shocked they didn't use a clip from like Labyrinth. For some reason I confused Pan's Labyrinth with Labyrinth. Yeah, and they missed Abe Vigoda. And someone was like, "Oh, it's 2016," but they had David Bowie and Alan Rickman. I guess if they had Vigoda, it would have been like the most recent. But like, still, you were telling me it takes more than a day to have to find a picture of someone and then put text on there. Like I also like last year they had like all the same like quality photos and stuff. This year they had like videos for some more important people and like I don't know. I said Jacob Tremblay should host every award show, and that probably I think that became my most liked thingy. Yeah, someone just said Jacob Tremblay is a savage. I loved you in Madagascar to Chris Rock. I just like what Chris Rock replied saying, "I am a good person." He was like running off stage singing, I'm saying I'm a good person. And then I said Lady Gaga has the only good live singing performance of the night. And then I said she was also great last year, but she was making some weird hand motions as a side note. She kept I don't know. Someone said he thinks someone said that she might have not been trying to cry. But yeah, I don't know. I said I won't comment on a score because I haven't seen Hateful Eight, and I didn't know like how old Ennio Morricone was, and that he hadn't won yet. Like I just knew he hadn't won yet, and I was like, but come on, John Williams score, and then it is tricky because it's like it's it shouldn't be counted as original, because he steals from his. I guess it's original because he invented it, so he could technically just steal stuff from his own. But it's a combination of all his scores. I don't know. What happened next? I said the Oscars will let 50 Shades win for best song just because it's funny. And then I just said, I hate you, Sam Smith. I don't hate him. It's just after hearing, my only guess is that they did not hear any performances or see the movies or anything. They're just like, oh, I know James Bond, and I haven't heard of any of these other people. I've heard of Lady Gaga, but like, yeah, seriously. But yeah, after hearing those performances, I hadn't heard any of the songs. And hearing just, I don't hate Sam Smith. I honestly like some of his songs, and but after just hearing writings on the wall, it's and honestly, I don't hate this. No, I hate the actual. I hate him singing in the song, like the actual like background music. Oh, it does feel kind of James Bond and like spy and stuff, but it's like, no. And then I said, see, Diane Warren has 8 nominations and hasn't won. Roger Deakins has 13 and hasn't won. So stop complaining about DiCaprio not winning. And then someone said Ennio Morricone finally won after 6 decades. And then this is also probably where I got a couple people mad at me saying, okay, you may find Sacha Baron Cohen funny. Nope, not funny. I take back what I said about he not like being like someone said, oh, you seriously like someone said, oh, you seriously think he's really racist and it's not just his character? And I'm like, fine, I won't call him racist, but it wasn't funny, really. I don't get how people could find it funny. What, he's wearing a goofy hat? I don't know. I haven't watched any. I haven't watched Borat or The Dictator or whatever, Ali G or. No, it's just like someone said, I can't believe you're taking him serious with his character. So I was like, fine, I won't call him racist, but it still isn't funny in my opinion. And then I'm not gonna. I don't know if I got hate for this one, but yeah, I got really like yeah, just like I was spinning some truth. I had said, oh, I want McKay to win for figuring out how to teach stocks to us, but he won't. I want Miller to win for directing a great action movie, but he won't. I want Tom McCarthy to win for directing the best movie nominated, in my opinion, but he won't. I want Abrahamson to win for being able to control like whatever a 8-year-old kid. But and then I said, hey, I didn't mention Inarritu. The problem with Inarritu is just if you're saying, oh, he directed a great action movie, or like, oh, all this stuff was Mad Max. I'm sorry, Mad Max isn't even in like my top 5 for best picture nominees this year. But it is a better action movie than Revenant. Better anything. Like maybe Revenant had better cinematography and it did win, or better makeup, but like I don't get it. Mad Max won the visuals, which I feel. I mean, besides Ex Machina, which might have been a big snub. I still say the biggest snub was song. I got a message. Yeah, so what's next? Oh yeah, and I said I'm sorry everyone brings this point up, but I still will. People saying Oscars aren't diverse. A Mexican has won Best Director 3 years in a row. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's only it's not diverse because African Americans aren't nominated. Diversity is nationalities. It isn't just or like yeah, just it isn't just like the color of your skin. Like I guess you could say that Inarritu's skin color. Like, I guess you could. Well, it's not technically white, but He's from Mexico. It's different heck, a bunch of just British people just win a lot. I'm sorry. I'm not the right person to be talking about this, but I don't know. And who would have been nominated? I'm sorry. There was no Will Smith. Oh yeah, no. Just no. I'm sorry. Um Compton, I guess, and it is bad that two writers who are white, and that was the only thing that I got nominated for a screenplay. I'd like to think that it wouldn't have mattered what color they were. I'd like to think that. But this year there really was. B. Jordan, he's great. I've mentioned this before. All those people, they're good. I don't know if I consider. I guess Del Toro. I'm trying to think to see something. Yeah, Del Toro was snubbed. Iñárritu still. That's not even. He's not even. Del Toro is not even African American. Iñárritu still won. He's not. And I don't want it to be where they're overcompensating and they just nominate African Americans. I don't want it to be that. Nominate who deserves it. You can't nominate the 5 best performances. That's what it should be, and I think they did. Besides the fact that they snubbed Carell and they snubbed Sorkin, but those aren't even African Americans. They were just regular snubs. And then I posted something that Brad Jones posted about. This isn't the same. J.J. Abrams should have made a green card joke. And I said, this isn't my picture, but true. And it was one more day until Michael Fassbender gets snubbed for Best Actor for the Oscars, because he didn't eat raw bison liver or sleep in a horse. I got really salty here. If Leo wins, doesn't deserve it. Fassbender wins, people say Leo will never win. Oh, if only Carell didn't get snubbed. And then I said, hey, I should sleep inside a horse and I'll win an Oscar. And then I apologized for being salty. And then I said back to Carell, man, wasn't that a snub? And then I was happy that Spotlight won. Yeah, the best movie nominated did win. But they should go back to just first place votes win. Like most first place, you shouldn't have to do like, oh, you take whoever got the least first place votes and you see who their second pick was, and then least until someone has like 50% of the votes. Yeah, because like that's why I don't get why people thought Revenant would win. It seems to be it has like a 75% of Rotten Tomatoes. It seems like from people I asked, they either put it like first place or like 6th or 7th. It does seem it wouldn't have gotten like those second or third place votes unless it's from people picking Mad Max first and Revenant second. But 70-year-olds aren't gonna pick it. They're gonna go the safe bet, which I thought would either be Spotlight or The Big Short. I didn't even think Big Short because no one really liked that. But Crash won and no one liked that. I haven't seen Crash. And I said Michael Keaton eating that Girl Scout cookie like a boss. I was really salty. And then I had so yeah, those are my thoughts. It's getting better. It's just yeah, what else did I say? Director I mentioned. Fassbender should have won, but okay, not mad anymore. Supporting actor, okay, I mentioned that. And supporting actress I hadn't yeah. I was hoping Inside Out would win for original screenplay. Yeah, I mean Spotlight was still good. Yeah, that was a big that was the not the biggest snub. It's just the winner, the film that won that the least people had winning in that category was Ex Machina. I did a poll that had I did one thing. It had like 105 people voting, and 2 people picked it, and then like 110 people voting in a different thing, and 3 people picked it. So out of like 330 total votes, we had about 1 out of every 75 people would pick Ex Machina to win. Like this Oscars math guy who went he didn't predict the shorts, the live action short, documentary short, and he might have done animated short. I don't know, but he went 15 for 21. But that was the thing he was giving his list, like, oh, Star Wars had the 37% chance of winning this. Mad Max has, and it was like it was exactly 1.0. It was a 1% chance that Ex Machina wins visuals. I mean, no one had it winning. I haven't seen it, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't get why visuals, like, visuals is all those other like technical categories combined, and Mad Max had won everything. Like, visuals has to do with, it's how a film looks. It's not just CG and stuff or practical. It's how it looks, and it had already won production, and that's visuals. You're seeing it. You're visioning it. It's not just, oh, this person's arm looked real and it wasn't. And so I don't no, it's everything combined. It's how, not sound mixing, but it's like a mixture of like cinematography and production and costume. It's how everything looks. Unless visuals is totally separate, it's just, oh, this CGI or practical effect looked good. I still think it should be, oh, what like all together, everything combined looked the best. And James Gunn got mad that, oh, he's like, oh, the best director should always win best picture. And no, but I'm sorry, I like you, James Gunn, but like because Revenant and like Mad Max, those are great action films that, I kind of message again. Never mind. Yeah, those are great action films that are just they're tough to direct. Like Spotlight, you don't, that's more script. Big Short, no, that might be director, but like Steve Jobs, people were also mad like Boyle should have gotten like a nomination for director. No, it's not really his film. It's a Sorkin film. It's tougher here. It's tougher to direct action than to direct like dialogue based. That's why an action director would that's why an action director would have won I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, Spotlight is the better film. It direction, I guess direction. Spotlight had good direction, but it's like just based on the most enjoyable or just the best movie that was nominated. It does more than likely a best director is going to go to an action movie who has to like direct all these different things going on at once. But I did call that the winner of, I did say, okay, the winner, whoever wins Best Picture, is only going to win one other award because I don't see them winning anything else. And it would have been screenplay. And it was like, okay, Big Short, I was praying that it would win editing, but it didn't. And Spotlight, there was like supporting actress maybe, but like, yeah, there's nothing else that's going to win, but it's probably going to win Best Picture. And same with Big Short. I feel like people are scared to, I might have said this before, I don't know how long this has been running, but I feel like people are scared to give it, to give any other categories out to Mad Max, just because, oh, people would freak out if Mad Max didn't take every single award. I don't know. Overall, the show is it was so forgettable, at least, you know, but I kind of just, I feel like that's why, people, it was like the lowest telecast in 8 years or whatever. It's just people were, maybe they just turned off halfway through. It's like, okay, Mad Max wins. There weren't any good speeches. There was nothing. It was like the Super Bowl this year. Like, no good commercials. The game wasn't even close. The game wasn't a blowout. It was just a 14-point game. 2 touchdowns. Who could, like, oh, Mad Max wins. Mad Max wins. Mad Max wins. Oh, Mad Max doesn't win a technical category. Mad Max wins. Oh, Mad Max doesn't win a technical category. And then Mad Max wins. Mad Max wins. And then, like, you have like awards no one cares about. I'm sorry, no one cares about them. No one cares about documentary short. Unless you really that Louis C.K. should host, but that was funny. And Michael Keaton saying "F yeah" while he was going up to accept his award. Every film, Michael Keaton, just have Michael Keaton win film. I think he's in a film this year called The Founder, directed by the guy who did Saving Mr. Banks and Blindside. And I'm convinced if that wins Best Picture, if it's like good and it gets nominated and wins, I'm just gonna go for whatever film Michael Keaton is in, because I mean it's only 2 years, like, but like still. Um. Uh. Yeah. What else? There was that Stacy Dash where I had vaguely heard the name. I didn't know what the joke was referring to, and people said, "Oh, she was the joke." I hope she knows that she was the joke. It wasn't like I don't know. I don't know. Overall, it's pretty boring. It's just kind of like Mad Max wins everything, and then we get to the bigger stuff. Leo wins. No good speeches. Inside Out had a good. Pete Doctor had a good speech. I guess there was just like there was nothing like I don't know. It was a this is like it's like the Super Bowl. It's like it was like yeah, the Oscars were like the Super Bowl. You wait all year or whatever, at least like 2 or 3 months, like from when like they're nominated and stuff or whatever. And then it was just a letdown. Like last year, it was fine, both the Super Bowl and the Oscars. But like um, I don't know. I don't know, guys. It was a boring Oscars. There were no good. There wasn't like any good like speeches. Everything that won just won. They really tried to limit time by having like all those, oh, let's just put these speeches in the corner, but then they'll read the speeches anyway. It ran half an hour over time. It was every I thought like, oh, with controversy, oh, he'll either be like really edgy like how what the monologue was, or he'll be edgy, but it will be every joke. Overall, it was kind of safe though. I don't know, guys. It was boring. Is there anything else? I don't think there was. It was just a boring Oscars, guys. Fuller House was a better thing than the Oscars this year. I saw Full House. It's weird. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know, guys. I don't even know what else there is to say. What else did people bring up? What were like the most brought up stuff? Like, I feel like this has been going for half an hour, but like, I don't know what people brought up. Let's check Twitter. I'm not really on Twitter. Um, I don't know, guys. What's trending? Leap day? Oh yeah, today's a leap day. The Oscars aren't even trending anymore. They're not even one of the like 12 years after. I mean, 12 years. 12 less than like no, fine, like 15 hours after they ended, it's just not even trending. Like not even a little bit. Like wow, wasn't that an Oscars show? It was an Oscars show. It, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't. I'm just. Here's to next year. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. Tremblay I mentioned, Keaton I mentioned, Stallone I mentioned, Spotlight I mentioned. I don't know. Hopefully tonight when I do a recap with hopefully tonight when I do my recap with other people, they'll have stuff to say. But yeah, it was just boring. it's better than the last years where I just didn't find it funny. But this is still safe. At least like they had a good monologue. Well, last year was a nice monologue. It was a song was nice, and then it kind of went downhill. And this was the same. I'm starting to realize it is getting slightly better. But I said that's like saying, oh, it's the best Adam Sandler. Pixels is the best Adam Sandler movie in 5 years. You're not you're not comparing it to anything good. I don't know, guys. Biggest snub. I mean, Till It Happens to You should have won. If I could just sum up this Oscar and the last like 4 others, just dull, just boring, just predictable. Yeah. Oscars, dull, boring, predictable. They talk about diversity, but if you think they're racist, they're going to continue to be racist because that's what you'll think, even if they. I don't get what you. Do you think there's only like there's the world is divided into people who are Caucasian and people who are African American, and if an African American doesn't get nominated, then the Oscars are racist. I don't get this. And then the Oscars will could I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm just mumbling now. That the Oscars just burnt me out. I think the Oscars need to just take a break for like 5 years. Like I don't know, guys. I'm just gonna end this. This has been running way too long. So I feel like it's been going on for half an hour. So yeah, see you guys later. And that was a boring Oscar show. Bye.